name is Mireya Solís. I'm Senior Fellow at the Center for East Asia Policy Studies and also Knight Chair. And I work on political economy of Japan and Asia-Pacific integration. The TransPacific Partnership, the United States' interest in this trade agreement really reflects the concern that we were going to be left out, marginalized from the ongoing process of Asian regionalism, and therefore that we will not be at the table in deciding what would be the rules of this new architecture, that we would not have the best terms of access to the most vibrant economy in the world. And I think it's very good, necessary to remember when we're talking so much about bilaterals, that in fact the United States had already tried bilaterals and it had not gone very well. It is a very slow-moving track. Some of those negotiations actually had to be abandoned. And there was a reason why we decided that we were all better off if we shifted to a multilateral agreement. So there are the economic benefits, but also it was about sending a very strong signal to the region that the United States is a resident power, that we are embedded in that region, and therefore that we are there to forge what will be the new source of prosperity, and that this means that all these countries can rely on us. Now, we had never really withdrawn from an agreement that we championed, that really embraces our own standards, and we left them out to try to regroup, try to understand what kind of actor are we going to be in the region and in terms of moving forward the trade agenda. And it's going to be very hard to recover from this. I think that for a while it was the notion that there's paralysis in Washington, that we cannot ratify trade agreements. Now there is this tremendous pivot, U-turn in trade policy, and that leaves our partners grasping for some sense of understanding, and they all want predictability. They all want to know that the U.S. can deliver on what it promises. Nobody's waiting for us. They're all moving forward. There are other mega trade agreements on the works. Japan and the European Union are very close to finalizing a trade agreement. There's also a 16-nation trade agreement that is between East Asian countries, both north-south, and we're not part of those. And many people here dismiss them, especially the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. They seem to think that it's going to be a low-quality trade agreement, but nevertheless, it is one that will provide preferences to participating countries, and we will not have them. So I think that what we have done with the decision to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership with the calls for a renegotiation of NAFTA is that we're really creating an incentive for our trading partners to diversify, to look for their own way, to have conversations and negotiations in which we will not be participants. There is the promise of the new administration to try to embark on bilateral trade agreements, but so far we know very little about how they will operationalize this new trade strategy. What will be the parameters of negotiation? Will our counterparts find them attractive? Will they be willing to sit at the table? And even if they do, this is going to take years to negotiate. And now there is a question that we don't know if the American political system can deliver these trade agreements. And that's going to be in the back of the mind of all these countries when they are considering whether it's worthwhile to negotiate these bilateral trade agreements. The TPP was going to have a net positive job creation effect in the American economy. It seems that we gave all of that and we actually put our credibility on the line.